Welcome everyone. You're listening to an oral history captured by the IEEE MEMS Technical Community to be shared with the entire community. I am Professor Judy at the University of Florida, and I'm here with Professor Shuichi Shoji, and I'll be interviewing him today, and we'll learn together about his early years and life experiences and what led him to become the tremendous MEMS researcher that he's been all these years. He has recently retired, and so he has a lot of stories to tell us. So thank you, Professor Shoji, for your time. Let's go ahead and get started.
Sure.
Let's begin with your early childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell us when and where you were born, and share some memories about your early childhood and events that may have influenced you and your development.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I am born in 1956, January, and it's born place. Memory, yeah. I'm born in the small city close to the ocean, and when I was 4 years old, I experienced the tsunami because of the Chile earthquake. It came to our city, and it's a very early memory of mine. Yes, I'm very shocked about that.
There was a big impact?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And my father is my medical doctor, so I'm interested in some kind of medical related maybe research work when I was a child.
Did you have any brothers or sisters?
One elder sister.
What was your early years in school like?
Early years school like...
was it a big school, small school?
Oh, it's a big school.
Did you move to a bigger city, or?
Yes. When I was 5 years old, I moved to Sendai. It's a big city, and I go to the elementary school, and that school, one class has almost 50 students. So.
Very big.
Yeah.
What type of student were you? Did you like school? Were you a good student, or?
Like school, but maybe silent. No, not. I have many friends, but play a baseball. Yes. Yeah, it's my like to play baseball at the time.
I see. So which subjects were your favorite or maybe least favorite when you were in early school?
Oh, mathematics.
Was your most favorite?
Yes.
What about your least favorite?
Least favorite? Chemistry.
That was hard? I see. And so you then went on to middle school or a high school still in Sendai?
Yes.
I see. Still continuing to like math the most, and okay. Now, your father was a medical person. Did you have anyone in your family that did engineering or any of these other technical fields?
No other uncles also some medical doctor and pharmacy. One uncle is pharmacy, and my father's how to say, one of my grandfather is agriculture, so make rice in the big field.
Okay, so then what prompted you to choose to study engineering in college?
Because I already tell you that I'm interested in the medical related work, and so I find out the laboratory in Tohoku University that the research work is the medical electronics, ME medical electronics. So I would like to go to the laboratory. Professor Matsuo's laboratory. So I choose to go to the electronics engineering department to the at the University of Tokyo. Tokyo, sorry.
So I'm curious, you found out about this interesting research when you were deciding which subject to study? You heard about it and it's like, I want to do that?
Yeah.
That's interesting. How did you learn about this research project? Professors would talk about their research?
No, because my one of the cousin is also the professor in associate professor in Tohoku University, and he knows the Professor Matsuo, and so he told me the research work.
Oh, because he knew you were interested in the biomedical areas, and that he knew this professor was working on that, and he said talk to him?
Yeah.
That's great. There you go. That's a strong family influence. So you studied electrical engineering, but did you get involved in research as an undergraduate student, perhaps in that lab doing the bioelectronics?
When I was undergraduate student, it's fourth years. We choose the laboratory, Professor Matsuo's laboratory. It's big competition. There are many students want to go to the laboratory.
So in the fourth year, all the students would work in a laboratory, and
yes.
You had to choose.
Yes.
And his was the most popular.
Yeah.
And how did you get in? Did he... Luck? Luck, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm lucky.
Wow, that's fascinating. So please tell us about this fourth year of school. Sounds like it was a very important year for you. What was your fourth year research or study program like?
Yeah, it's the ISFET, and mainly
so that's the ion-sensitive field effect transistor.
Transducers and measure the how to say pH sensitivity and selectivity and so on for medical application, because we make a small system to use pH ISFET, and I went to the medical department in Tohoku University, and we use the dog blood and measure the pH. So first, when I was undergraduate student, I went to the medical department of Tohoku University and make such experiment.
I see. And that was common, or, I mean, very novel for electrical engineers to be so involved in the medical research at that time?
Not common at the very first time.
Right. So you decided to go on to graduate school.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine some of your colleagues did not. They left to get a job,
Yeah.
Perhaps in industry.
Mm-hmm.
What prompted you to pursue graduate studies?
Oh, a difficult question. I didn't think about to get a job after undergraduate, and my cousin, I told you, recommend to go to the master course at least.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. And you continued to study electrical engineering
Yep.
in graduate school, but again, continuing in this area of the intersection between electrical and biomedical
Yes.
study. All right. So can you tell us about your graduate years? How many years were you there? What was it like? What kind of projects did you work on?
It's too many, because of our laboratory. The senior supervisor is Professor Matsuo, and the junior supervisor is Professor Dr. Esashi at the time. And Dr. Esashi has a project for kind of gas sensor, and also and also kind of pressure sensor for medical application.
I see. Was it a large laboratory with many students?
Yes. Almost 30.
30 graduate
Yes.
students?
Actually,
Or maybe undergraduate?
undergraduate student is only 3, and but the master course and doctor course student in total may almost 35 to 30. Yes, it's a very big laboratory.
Okay. Did you have to be very independent? Because it's such a large group, it might be difficult for the advisors to give you much guidance
Yeah.
on a regular basis. Can you talk about how independent you were as a student?
I'm involved in the Professor Esashi's group, and his group is small.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yeah, he take care of me,
Gotcha.
took care of me.
I see. Now, when you were in graduate school, you were focused on your research that you described, but were there other topics of interest that you would have liked to, or maybe did pursue a little bit on, in addition? Other?
Yes. During a doctor course or a master course? Oh, both.
Yeah, sure. Start with master's course.
Master course is focused on the ISFET.
I see.
Yes, and my senior student made micro ISFET. It's kind of a probe type micro ISFET. So I continued that work after he graduated from our laboratory, and make a very small tip ISFET to measure the cell level ion concentration. Yes, not actually, but to make such kind of cell level ion sensitivity, sensitive field sensor is a final goal. Was the final goal.
I see. Very ambitious. So then you finished your PhD. This was at Tohoku University in Sendai.
Yes.
You got your PhD. And again, what did you decide to do? Did you decide to go to industry or to continue studies or postdoctoral work? And why did you make that decision?
Because we have a position for the postdoc. It's called kind of instructor or something like that in the same laboratory. So I just choose that position and continue to the work. And I made a pressure sensor for medical use also. Then my Professor Esashi went to Sweden for a short time, and then he go back to Japan. He made a mechanical device using a piezoelectric actuator, and he developed microbulb. And I also involved in that project, and I made a micropump by using a stack type piezo actuator. It's a kind of very frontier work of MEMS. So it's 1985.
So this was during, or actually it was immediately after your PhD as an instructor, still at Tohoku, expanding your research into additional areas that you described.
Yes.
Fascinating. I'm curious, what was the clean room like?
It's a good question. It's handmade.
Handmade?
Yes.
Clean room?
Yes.
Very big?
No, just one room.
One room?
Yes.
I see. And did you have a staff to maintain the equipment?
No.
Who maintained the equipment?
Students.
The students?
Yes. And also of course, my Professor Esashi and myself.
I see. Wow. Yes. Big effort, but you really understand how everything works, I'm sure.
Yeah. I made the equipment.
Made the equipment?
Yes.
Don't buy the equipment, make it. Then it's custom designed exactly for what you need. That's wonderful. So then eventually you did leave Tohoku University and went off and had a postdoctoral-like experience. Can you tell us where you went, why you went there, and what you did? Yeah.
Actually, I went to I have to tell you that my first international conference is chemical sensor conference, but first Transducers meeting I attended held in Tokyo. It's the first Asian transducers. And Professor Matsuo is technical program chair. And I gave 2 talks about in that conference. And also I have to say that for chemical sensors, my supervisor, Professor Matsuo, and Pet Bergveld in the Netherlands is almost the same time. They developed ISFET. Both of them are frontier, and they know each other. And the first meeting in chemical sensor second is held in Bordeaux, in France. And I met, went there with Professor Matsu, and I met Professor Bergveld and Professor Duroy at the airport. And the first time I met Nico Duroy. Yes. And the second transducers I attended the Montreux in Switzerland, 1989. And before the conference, I visited Nico's lab, and he said that if he get the foundation from Switzerland, you can come to my laboratory? He asked me. Maybe just an answer. And after that, there's a big conference sponsored by Toyota Motor Company. And Nico Duroy came to Japan, and I met him in Sendai. He visited our laboratory, and I invited him to the French restaurant. Funny. And at that time, he officially said, tell me that the project, he got the project. And if you would like to come, I have a position for you. So, and Professor Yasashi is still in electric engineering. He's now in mechanical engineering department. And he moved to the mechanical engineering department because he works for MEMS. He's one of the frontier of the MEMS in Japan. So he's very fascinating, happy about that. And at that time, I told him that I would like to go to Switzerland. He said, okay. So I could go to, could go to Switzerland and study research for 1 year. But I would like to stay more. But Professor Yasashi got a big foundation from Japanese Ministry of Education. So please come back. But I also contact with Professor Steve Centuria in MIT before I leave Japan. So he told me that he developed the simulation tool for MEMS. So I'm very interested in that research. So I wrote the kind of joint research work project foundation, in Japanese Ministry of Education, and I'm happy to get it. And then so I officially the chance to go to MIT, but Professor Sashi, please come back earlier. So just only 4 months I can stay that. But it's a very good experience for me. Yes, I know European life and also American life. Yeah, MIT is very impressive for me. Yeah.
I see. And when you went back after spending time at MIT, what position did you have? In 1991, end of 1991, I went back to Sendai, and 1992 April, I was going to be a associate professor in his laboratory. Professor Esashi's laboratory. But his interest is much more than actuators related related and also mechanical sensors. But I am still interested in the bio-related research work. So I spent 2 years for his laboratory and made kind of actuators, and it's amazing. We can make a CMOS FET handmade equipment. It's just funny, but it works. Operational amplifier we made handmade. So it's also a good experience. But I have a chance to get a job in Waseda University, and I decided to go because I'd like to do research work in medical and biomedical field. So that is a decision. Main decision to move from Tokyo University to Waseda University. The conferences you mentioned, your first MEMS conference was Transducers.
Oh, no, not really. Transducers at that time is almost sensors.
Oh,
yes.
Right, okay.
And Transducers 87, the MEMS devices appeared first time from UC Berkeley, Ronshan Fan, Yu-Chan Tai, and Ken Gabriel at that time ATT Bell. He made a turbine. And the others make a gear, micro gear or something like that. So, and we already developed micromechanical fluidic devices, microvalve and micropump. And so we present that one in second MEMS meeting held in Utah, and in February 1989. That was the first time to present a paper in the MEMS conference.
I see. And then years later, of course, you helped lead the MEMS conference and also the Microtests conference.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your experiences with attending these conferences and then eventually leading them?
Yeah. Okay. When I was still in Tokyo University, I'm one of the program committee member of my MEMS. And so at that time, the program committee member is also the steering committee member. And Professor Sashi is the general chair, MEMS 1991. And I moved to the Waseda University in 1984, and I'm going to be a general co-chair of MEMS 1997, held in Nagoya with Dr. Sato. He's at the time in Nagoya University. So it is first time for a general chair. And also, the first conference of microtask meeting, microtask at that time workshop. Professor Bert Bergbert is the general chair of that at that time. And he invited me to give a talk in the Enskede. It's a University of Twente. Yeah, it's the first attended meeting in microtask meeting, the very first one, and then. The second microtask meeting is held in Canada, Banff, yes, in 98. And I am one of the member of the program committee and also the steering committee. And at that time, Japanese activity for microtask is very low. So, but I try to find out some good person for involved in this field. So there are many, actually two at that time, and I asked them to submit the paper for the microtask meeting, and the 2000 microtask meeting also held in Enskede, University of Twente, and that at that time the one professor. With getting to the steering committee, so two members, Japanese members at the time. So we proposed to hold the microtask meeting in Japan, but almost all steering committee member, it's very difficult. Knows many person will come, but we decided. They decided to held microtask meeting 2002. It was in Nara, and the participant number is 710. It's a big. Largest one. So I'm involved in MEMS steering committee and also Microsystem Committee the very first time. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Looking back at your research, are there any particular projects that you look back at fondly and are particularly proud of in some way?
Wow. Yes. We developed the cell analysis chip with a microvalve, and we could inject the reagent to stimulate the cell. And we can monitor real-time what happens in the cell, biological cell, I mean, yes. That was maybe the first time to monitor the real-time monitoring of the cell behavior. Yeah, and also I used the silicon and glass for the micropump and the microvalve before, but we can get the PDMS as a material. So I use the PDMS for the microvalve system. So integrated microvalve system is like I'm based on the electronics engineering and integrated circuit. I well know. So we apply that technology to fabricate the microvalves, integrated microvalve systems, and it works with pneumatic actuation, and by using integrated circuit technology, we need very limited pressure source, and the system can work with very a small number of the pressure sources. So that was a very advanced system. Yeah.
Yes, certainly was. Now, if you were a student today, which areas of study or research do you think you would pursue now?
No. Oh, it's a very funny story. I was young. I'm interested in the history.
History?
Yes. Especially for the Chinese history.
Was this in high school or college? When was the interest in history strongest?
It was studied in high school.
High school?
Yeah. So, but I involved in the engineering and...
so you liked math and you liked history?
Yeah.
And I see.
Yes.
But history was number 2, apparently.
Yeah.
But please tell us more.
Yes. And I retired this March, and I have a time to run many Chinese time to learn Chinese history. So I'd like to look at for the the books, historical books. There are many old books store in Tokyo. So I look forward to the Chinese history. This is my secret plan now.
I see. So are you saying that you would be interested in studying history, or is history now becoming sort of a hobby for you?
Oh, it's a hobby, but
And the question I asked earlier is, if you were a student today and you had a chance to, go back and, not back in time, but shrink your age again, it's like, well, I can just start all over. What would I be most passionate about pursuing, or what are some of the most exciting opportunities for intellectual stimulation or advancement or whatever you like? Would that be history, or would it be something else? If you could start your college over again.
Oh, I'm too old. I'm 67 years old.
Right, but or imagine you had you said your uncle was very influential.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have a nephew the same age saying, "Oh, hey, maybe you should consider this topic. It's a very exciting topic, a lot of promise." What topic might that be for your nephew?
Oh, maybe for the research work and to think about get a job, I'm choose engineering.
Still. Electrical?
Maybe electrical, yeah.
Still, okay.
Still.
All right, still like that. Besides your interest in history, do you have any other hobbies that you've liked throughout the years, or?
Oh, for the sports, tennis, and also baseball, and but it's my age is not. It's a little bit difficult to play, so I studied the Japanese archery.
Oh.
Yes. So I go to how to say a dojo. It means the archery place every weekend now. So, but I was a high school student. My how to say the forget that archery club. I was in the archery club during the high school. So 47 years I do not touch the Japanese archery. So it's a bit difficult to recover the how to say the it's in Japan it's form. Yes, and maybe a little more spend time. I will be back to a light form. So it's just doing this every weekend.
It sounds like fun. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today and sharing your memories and your life experiences and imparting some wisdom to others that will listen and learn from your example. You've been a tremendous leader for our field, and we've been lucky to have you play such an important role for us.
Okay.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you.